On the air. Today we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the San Francisco... Lurching closer toward the midway point.
Davis Price.
And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Lance looking to throw it.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Here's Lance to throw it.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try.
4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10
at their 38.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, this defense for the Niners, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Well, Stafford. Man open, it's Kupp. He's got it. Touchdown, LA!
Cooper Kupp,
his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Rams will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score.
Kick this one away.
From his end zone, Wilson. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaking up on that last play.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Off of play action, here's Lance.
Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen 1 touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Throwing now is Lance.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
Let's take it inside his own 40.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return.
And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
These Rams and Niners met 3 times a season ago. The Niners had the Rams number in the regular season, winning 31-10 in Santa Clara. And then again 27-24 in overtime in the season's final week. But the Rams got the last laugh in the NFC Championship game with that 20-17 victory.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. He's got a man, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Partner, one thing I was lousy at growing up, track and field, I could never anticipate the start before a race, but how about that backer? He figured it out, jumped the count, and turned it into a really nice play for his defense.
2nd down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll try and run for this with Akers.
And he will have the 1st down before he's brought down at the 3.
Is what you call lowering the boom, down near the goal line. He was going to force his way in no matter what.
They always talk about low man wins when it comes to the offensive line, having the leverage to move the defenders. It's strong man wins when it comes to tackling in the red zone. And if you happen to be the low man and the strong man, that's a huge win.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And, Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Lance. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Bobby Wagner, multiple times an All-Pro, in there to drop him for a loss.
What the goal is to get back into this game, the offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. Stafford on 1st down. In trouble, and he's taken down. Nick Bosa, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, and those are the type of plays that can focus a defense, because, as we know, they've had their trouble so far in this one, but they just proved to themselves that they can get to him, and I expect them to continue to bring that type of pressure in order to try and turn around their fortunes.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Stafford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Niners are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in.
But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll run it again with Henry. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. The Lance going to throw. That's defense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The Lance now to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Back to the ground now. It's Henry. And some nice running, going to get him down close to a 1st down at the Rams 32. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Davis Price will try to pick it up. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I'm guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up with a very good clip.
And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it going the other way. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down. Well, the Rams sitting at a very solid 4-2 record through the first 6 weeks. They come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
Off of play action. Here's Stafford. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 25 yards that time.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10, down at the 33.
And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
To Cooper Kupp. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 28-yard line.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. He'll go with Akers here up the middle.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd. To throw is Stafford. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward.
And the 49ers are going to have it here just past the 25.
1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down.
And this is going to be incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield. They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Here's Mitch Wishnowsky now on to punt. And look at this. He's going to keep it. And he will not make it. They stop him short of the first down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side, complete to Kupp.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
2nd and 5.
Back to throw, Stafford. He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Good work after the catch, gets him 15 and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, their first two drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. A great play there. With his second TD of the game, his sixth on the year. And the Rams will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Gain is up and good. And it's now 21-0. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back live now. First here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. Take it in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Play action. Stafford gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The former first-round pick, Eric Armstead, the one who got in there to make that play.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And some room to maneuver. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Stafford across the middle, and this pass complete to Cooper Kupp. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Throwing is Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers. Touchdown! Cam Akers. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield, made the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
Now Lance.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Lance.
The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 28. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
2nd down. Here's Davis Price.
And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a 1st down.
Well, this defense, they've got the 4-score advantage, and you can see why they continue to bottle up the run game. And really, they've just been sharp in all facets here in this one, CD.
Yeah, they've kept that offense in check the entire game. And I think it's been led by what you just talked about, that defensive front, which has not allowed them to run the football and establish control of the line of scrimmage.
And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
They'll find Ayuk open right side.
And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal.
On the double.
Touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel, a 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Niners get a bit closer. So that, Charles, their first score of the ball game, obviously, coming here in the 3rd quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
Robbie Gould taking off for San Francisco.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Stafford now to throw. He's got Higbee complete right side.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Akers.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense. I think in the future, if you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Here's Brett Kern now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
32-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And they got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
First down, San Francisco.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance.
That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
And the 49ers.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it. even though this one feels like a lost cause.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Lance. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. The Niners on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. Lance looking to throw it. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Desperation time here. Lance.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Hey, check that. Street.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 36 yards on the play. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Stafford. Open man right side is Kupp, complete. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line.
2nd and 2.
Now Stafford.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
From the red zone now, Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down.
5 yards gets him back near the original line of scrimmage as they'll be left with a 3rd and long.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit hot.
On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Well, this has been a bit of a tough game to figure out when it comes to him throwing the football. He's got the 3 touchdown passes, but now, Charles, this is a 3rd interception.
And those aren't really numbers that you'd like to see balance out. In a normal ledger sheet, if you can balance everything, you feel good about your day. But as a quarterback, you need your ratio to be more like 3 touchdown passes to 1 interception.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Lance now on 1st down.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
It's 2nd down.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Now a play fake. Lance. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And the 49ers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag.
The Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
Kicking off for San Francisco.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. It's a squib kick that still makes its way down inside the 15.
At their own 22-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided.
And he's going to have a Rams 1st down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. Robinson's got it. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35.
Robinson. Almost 7 yards. It's 4th down.
Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Brent Kern now as he'll kick it away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. So the LA Rams with a victory here. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle. They wind up winning the ball game.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off. But they do know that in the future, they've got to work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for Los Angeles, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year.